Hello, 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 everybody. I was rushing, trying to get here on time, late, and swallowing air. How's everybody doing? How y'all doing? Let me see what is going on. Fifi, thank you. You were here bright and early, unbiased. Hello, Queen and chat. Happy Thursday. Hand pink waving. Please remember to hit the like button. Thanks, you guys, for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Shay Shay, thank you for coming. And hello, hello, hello. How about this? Got my eyes on now. So, I had a busy day today. Hold on one second. Awkward Quilter, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Swallowing air. I am so excited. Hello from Kentucky. Thank you. I haven't been to Kentucky since the last time I went to a derby when I used to follow them their horses. Donzel Cooper, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Hershey, what are you doing? Oh, he can be so busy. He knows when I go live, you guys, and then he starts acting crazy. Like, but you know what? First, let me welcome everybody. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'd like to thank the moderators, the family, friends, family and friends members, and subscribers. Did I say everybody? I hope I did. If I didn't, I apologize. Awkward Culture says hello. She's lurking. That's good. Oh, I'm glad all of you are here. Today is going to be a big episode. I have been working on a scrap quilt, a strip quilt for the last since October, and I knew it was going to be a long project, so I gauged myself to do 2 blocks a week. Got a little bit behind, but I'm better late than never. So, for those of you who are here for the first time, GQUAT stands for Garden, Quilt, and Art Show. And what that stands for, Stop Hershey Come, is 8 generations that I have been alive, where I have learned from my forefathers and four grandmothers, 2 sets on each side. I actually have a picture with one of my great grandmothers. Back in those days, you didn't have a lot of pictures, a lot of cameras. It wasn't like, you walk around with a cell phone in your hand every day. Juanita Campbell, thank you for welcome from your part of Kakalaki, my old stomping grounds. So, I have been working on the strip quilt, and the strip quilt consists of pieces of quilts, mostly giveaway quilts, because these were traditional fabrics. And I want to say the last 10 or 15 years, I have been loving buying batiks and African fabrics. So the most of the scraps in this quilt are scraps from, this, that, and the third. And to boot, they were scraps that were less than 2.5 inches. So all these were bits and pieces that were cut and left over. For those of you who make quilts, blocks that are on a diagonal. Oh, wait, let's go in order. Let's talk about the gardening first. Because how many of you are gardeners? Put a 1 in the chat and tell us where you do your gardening. Me, I'm a guerrilla gardener. I garden wherever I go. I live in Connecticut 6B. I live in a senior apartment. Mine happens to be a handicap apartment, one of the 8 handicapped apartments in the building. And I have a community garden. I grow hydroponically. Oh, yes, I have to get to that part. And I actually won the indoor growing contest with Grow 2022 when I first started 2 years ago. Yes, me, Auntie Ellen. So I have been doing everything like forever, you guys. Forever and ever and ever. Don't let this hair color fool you. Um, Elder. I'm an elder. I am the one of the eldest content creators on YouTube. And I do 99% of all of my content editing and whatnot myself. It takes some time, and in chief part because I'm vision impaired and I only have eyesight in one eye. I'm totally blind in my left eye, and it makes it difficult for when you're a creator, like for painting, for doing things, because your depth perception is off. Everything is lopsided. You have to measure, look, and then sometimes it's still crooked. PIA, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. So, just so that I can get it out of the way, I want to show you something. I have a new kind of helper. Let me open my knife. One can't be a gardener or live in the country without a knife. So I bought myself this cute little pocket knife some time ago. And it's pretty sharp, pretty sharp. But when I lived on the North Carolina homestead, I had, over the years, I had horses and a cow, pigs, chickens, ducks, Cane Corso Italian Mastiffs, and you had to open the feed. Some of those plastic feed sacks, I'm being attentive so this thing doesn't slip. It is sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Probably shave with it. Nah, nothing to shave. Hardly. Hardly. So, so, but when one gets to be an elder, male or female, you find some hairs that shouldn't be, like on your chin, whatever. I remember the first time I saw a hair on my chin. I was married to my second husband, and in the master bathroom, we had, one of those lighted mirrors. I was so proud of the way that we had this bathroom put in, and it was like a movie star mirror with the lights on. I'm looking, and there's a stupid hair sticking out of my chin. What? And so I got a pair of tweezers, and I'm looking. I pulled it out. Then I look up, my husband standing there in the doorway with this little smug look on his face. Like, what you doing? You get the out of here, you double rails. Somebody's listening and working. I forgot to see who it was. I'm scared to scroll up. You touch things and other things disappear. Okay. I was going to say, where's my handy dandy phone? Here it is. I can scroll up and down on this bad boy. So, we are an interesting 8 generations. Excuse me. On IG today, I saw that my great granddaughter posted, she has a baking business, and she posted some of her sweets for Valentine's Day, for St. Patrick's Day, for Mother's Day, for Easter. Campbell's Creation, Learning to Quilt and Show. Hey, Ellen, thank you for coming and welcome. Unbiased, you hollered about that hair. Child, that is traumatic. That is like one of those things that you never want anybody to know about. And here he is, that rat bad boy, sitting up there smiling. Ha! Get out of here with that. So, yeah, that's the story of my life. So, my new helper and I had to speak of the gardening. I had to thin some of my plants out. Sometimes when I pan around the room, because in this 800 square feet that I live in, I realize when I look at some of the shows with van life, some of the people in tiny houses, that 800 square feet is a lot. I should be thankful for it. But when you've lived in a house for the last, I bought my first house when I was 24 years old, and that was in 1973. This is 2025. That is over 50 years, you guys. And when you downsize and you move in an apartment, sometimes you feel like you're missing something or something was taken from you. So I had a plant in the window, and the plant had gotten to be too big to fit the enclosure. It was like sticking out through the blinds about 6 inches. So it took the two of us. It was a mother in law's tongue, commonly known as a snake plant, and we got it out. And then I took that little bunch, maybe it was a cluster or rhizome. The Bible says hair is a woman's glory. Your glory is just spreading. Thank you. This glory on my head is too. I cut it and I started growing locks. I don't know what to do with them or how to do them, but I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm letting them do what they do. Barbara Brownlee, thanks for coming in. Welcome. So underneath, because this is I downsize and I just have my favorite things here. The sofa is actually up on a set of architectural risers. What are those? That means that Lorraine T says, Happy New Year, Hermana, and everybody in the chat. That means they're made of steel. So, and the sofa is actually made of steel and leather. So it's got this big long plank. But underneath the sofa, and it's an 8 foot sofa by, I want to say, at least 3 feet. All that is storage. My bed in the bedroom is up on risers, and I have stuff stored under there. So we took, because I had to plug in my second hydroponic garden, the extension thingy was under there. So I was just going to plug it in, but she said, "Well, let's clean out under there." We started pulling out all the little baskets I have stuff stored in, all my extra canning jars, the quarter cups, half cups, pints, quarts are all under there. We took all that stuff out. We got it all vacuumed out, separated the snake plants, put them back. And Lorraine T says, My hair has grown so long. It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Well, people were helping themselves to cutting it, and I can't do anything with it myself. So, what is in this box? Has anybody who is not a beekeeper ever seen a bee house? Well, I bought this a couple years ago for my community garden, and I never put it out there. So it says Garden Bee House. So let's see what it looks like because I have no clue. Okay. Whoa. Hope I didn't break it. Oh, okay. This is cute. It's like bamboo on the outside, and it's got little places, I guess, for bees to go in. It looks like little pieces of bamboo inside here, and it says it's by Schoolix, and it's got a hanger. It's pretty heavy, so I'm going to have to find something sturdy to put it on. I actually have some shelves out there that I need to get up. Maybe I'll have to put them on there. So this is going to go out there. I was wondering if I should paint it or if it's going to be okay in the weather. They must know that it's supposed to be weatherproof. So, anyway, this is going to be my new addition to the garden. I didn't see anybody put in the chat where you're gardening from. And have any of you ever seen a bee house like this? Now I have to Google it. I have to Google it and find out what's up with it. Since I've had it for so long, so long. So this is a create and chat, and I have so much to tell you guys about. So much happens between Saturday and Thursday. One of the things that have to do with gardening, which is the first word in my name. PIA said it's cute. Yes, save the bees. We used to have a huge area in the community garden with wild raspberries, but it was eating the whole garden, so the owners cut it down. Those of you who are like me, making tinctures and oh, I took my SCOBY out of the refrigerator. And you guys are probably saying, SCOBY in the refrigerator? Yes, because I haven't made any kombucha for about a year. Lorraine T was asking me about it. PIA is gardening from Michigan Zone 6A. Frugal Mama, welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw you this morning. Let's go, let's go. Doing your cute little exercise. You're so cute. You're so adorable. So, hey, Sissy, Joanne Stevens is my biological sister, for those of you who don't know. And, oh, that's where I do some of my guerrilla gardening. I go to her house, rate her Meyer lemon tree, but I make really good lemon pies from scratch, 3 ingredient lemon pies. And she has a huge orange tree. Her orchids are like this big giant tree. They smell so good. I have a hummingbird retreat out there in the corner, and she has a little dog named Angel. Not an angel, the baddest little girl you ever saw in your life. And she's Mr. Hershey's daughter. Of course, she would be a little bad girl. And she is almost 10 years old. So Mr. Hershey's getting up there. Lorraine T said she's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's been so long since she gardened. Oh, look who's here. Come here. You heard me say Auntie Joanne. You want Auntie Joanne to take you for a walk? So this is Mr. Hershey. He will be 12 or 13 years old in June. He's a therapy slash service dog. And when I was legally blind, he used to see for me. He barks. The only time he barks is if somebody is literally in the hallway or at my door. Otherwise, he doesn't bark. And so now I have to see for him. I have perfect vision. I have 20/20 vision in my right eye. I wear glasses because I walk into things and bump into things on my blind side. In fact, I cracked my 2 teeth. A long story, but anyway, they're getting fixed. And uh put a bra on for you all. The strap is falling down. Yes, this is not an outfit. These are some of my new Christmas pajamas, but they're so comfortable. And I'm taking a nap after this. One needs a nap at my age. I did my monthly shopping with one of my neighbors today, and we went downtown, caught the handicap bus. It was over an hour late picking us up. Then they went to pick up another lady. I felt kind of bad because she had her little white cane, and um, she was blind or legally blind. I used to have a white cane. I don't need it anymore. You have to send him some Scooby Shack snacks. Thank you. That's what my neighbors do. They buy him coats and everything. So, speaking of neighbors, one of my neighbors, and this has to do with gardening, I make tinctures. I make tinctures, and some of you make tinctures. And I look today. I make I make lemon ginger tea, but I have grown ginger in my garden, tons and tons and tons of ginger. Some years I'm just about harvesting it, like November, December, and then I get regular lemons. Or a couple years ago, Juicing with Jay sent me some big Meyer lemons, and everybody's speaking to each other. So I made some out of that, and I like to zest my lemons. I have jars of dehydrated herbs. Now, me, you do yours the way that you want to. You wear your big girls, your big boys. I do mine the way I want to. My herbs, I air dry. I air dry all of them because to me, that reserves all of the oils. When you heat anything, it dehydrates it. It dehydrates it. The heat is on, and to me, my hair seems fuzzy and dried out because that's what the heat does. So I have a vaporizer in my bedroom, and my granddaughter bought it for me. Psalm 146. Good God's glorious afternoon, Auntie Ellen and everybody. She's always working, listening in the bushes, and driving. So this vaporizer, my granddaughter will call me. She'll say, Nana, what's on your list? I don't really I don't have anything, but I don't need anything. You know what I mean? I save up, I do what I need for me. I try to raise money for the channel so that I can help others, so that I can buy supplies to make help buy things for others, preemie cabs, donation blankets, donation arts and crafts for some of the seniors. I was volunteering teaching arts and crafts to several community locations, both in North Carolina and Connecticut. But then, when the shutdown happened, and I have asthma bronchitis, I had to wear a mask, and some didn't respect that. So that's when I started the YouTube channel, and now I share what I know with you guys. But now, what am I talking about? What is she babbling about? About tinctures. Do you see this? This is a lemon tincture. Now, these are not reading glasses. These are just glasses to with blue blockers to protect my good eye from the radiation, whatever it is in the screen. Broke my good reading glasses. So let me put on my handy dandy Dollar Tree glasses. Okay, so this is a lemon tincture. It's 250 milligrams, but I want you to see how big this is. It says, shake well before use. So I would imagine, like most tinctures, you put 2 or 3 drops under your tongue or in water. Barb, oh, PIA said she didn't know you were kind of in her area. I thought Barb was in 4B up there. I knew that. Almost homesteading with Janet. Got your voice message. You're so cute. And saw you today, Nikki Neg, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. So, you know what? I want to get to the bottom of this because when I make tinctures, I I make it like at least a pint, a quart. When I make my salves, I do a lot of it. Oh, I have a funny video where I was making a dandelion salve and I was pouring the warm oil in, I think, a half gallon. Oh, Lorraine T said she can't thank me enough for all of my blogs and videos. Thank you. I appreciate you all. It makes me feel like I'm doing something that matters. My family, and like I was mentioning, my great granddaughter works, she has a full time job. She has a 4-year old and she has a small baking business. She had on IG, but it's in Connecticut. And she had some strawberries dipped in chocolates, dipped in other things. You can get the little shots, the strawberries with like a shot of Patron or the little shots of Hennessy with the big strawberries. Now, this is a 22-year-old who's baking. Everybody cooks. The 16-year-old knows how to make the roux for the mac and cheese. He's a mac and cheese demon. Going back to this, Auntie Ellen, do you know how much? Guess somebody put in the chat how much they think this little bottle is. For those of you selling things, almost homesteading with Janet. I know that you make tinctures and salves and everything. I do all that stuff. T Hop, hey nephew and nephew brother Anthony, how are you all doing? I saw y'all when I came back in. You and Yankee Sister, aka Sister Thelma and Francesca. When I finally made it back on the handicap bus, my cart is still not unpacked. because whew, I was tired. What I like about the handicap bus though, you push your cart out there and it has a lift and you can just push it on there with all your stuff. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Thank you and welcome, welcome, welcome. To get to the bottom of this story, this is $25.99, y'all. $25.99 is written on this box. So T Hop said $15, $25.99, like $26. And I'm sure they don't consider it a food. So there's probably taxes to boot, to boot. Mike was feeding the squirrels, lost track of time. Aw, that's so kind of you. I wish you'd come get my squirrels. That's a digging up my garlic and everything else. About to send Country Dreamin' a ticket to come handle my situation. And my squirrels are so fat. PIA said $20, $25.99, y'all. So I don't know what the market will bear where you guys are. Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, thank you for welcome. For those of you who are content creators, please feel free to put exclamation mark GQUAT, like it says on the left of your screen, exclamation mark GQuat, and you can share your channel. And those of you who are unfamiliar can get together. Now, the other thing I needed my super coolers for is this thing here, because PIA asked me what all these flowers say. So what this is something Cricut cut, and it's one of my friends did this, and she sent it to me for a gift. A sister friend, and her this is Creative Cocoons, KACOONS.com. For those of you, Shay, PIA, those of you unbiased who make things, have Cricut cutters. Some of you have laser cutters, like Crafty Leo, like Sassy. You have these. So she made this. It has like little papers on the inside, a silk rose, and then each one of these flowers says something. I was hoping I could read them with my super cooler glasses. There's a saying on the front and the back of each flower. This says, friends are family you choose for yourself. Okay. This one says, true friends. Uh-oh. Are a treasure and a comfort. This one says, there is no gift as precious as a friend. This one says on the front, see if there's a reflection on it. I'm here. Aw, this one says, I'm here for you. And then it has something on the front and the back. This one's going to make me cry. This one says, I miss you. I miss them too. She lived in North Carolina, and she was in one or two of my guilds and arts and craft groups, and we used to meet. And this child here lived at a place called Gaston Lakes. Who is it? Who is it? Somebody's family has uh, a home there. But they basically took it's on the North Carolina Virginia border, up on the northern border, and they basically built a dam, flooded all the old farmland. Then they built all these $1 million houses over there. If you have one that happens to be on the lake, and every single house has a little boathouse. Some of them have a little boathouse, like with the crank, where they lift the boat out of the water. She doesn't live on the side of the water. She lives on the other side, but still, these are nice houses, and you can see the water. But she doesn't like bugs. Who do you suppose was used to stick all those items onto the can? What do you suppose was used to stick all the items onto the can? Probably, I don't know. Well, the can, this can, if you're talking about this one, it looks like a glue gun because you can see where it's hardened. This one, she just hand tied the bows on these little like florist sticks. Yeah. And what does this one say in the back? Something you always make me smile. This it's a little bit too dark because it's black writing on the red, but I wanted you to see this with Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day, Easter coming up. This is really, really cute. Really, really cute. Excuse me. Now, I don't have really a cough anymore. So, I have been so busy, you guys. I have been, some of you who have been with me before. Well, first, this is little, so I can show you this. So, I have sent out styrofoam was used. No, I think she means to attach the the to attach. Oh, I thought you meant to the bucket. Oh, you meant these? No, these are hard. These are hard. I want to say cardstock. This is. It looks like leather. These are definitely cardstock with some type of plastic or some type of adhesive. I'm looking because I have a Cricut. I don't know what that is. The other glue used for craft. Oh, there's a lot of glue, Nikki. There's like something called 6,000. There are different glues for fabrics. There are different, I have about 4 or 5 different glues. You can use a regular glue stick for some things and then just heat it. Heat it with a heating gun or with an iron and then or a heat press some of them. So it depends on how much room you have and how much you want to invest in this. Okay. So I had a request, some Mod Podge. Yes, but this one does not have Mod Podge, Janet. I do use Mod Podge in some of my arts and crafts. So some of you received your neck bone pillows in the mail. I had a request for more neck bone pillows, but I wanted to show you something. This neck bone pillow is going to someone. This is beautiful. This is made of batiks, but I didn't have enough batik to make three different outlines. See, 1, 2, 3. So I want to show you what I did. So I cut out 2 whole pieces. Uh, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD chick says, thanks so much. But I want to show you this one up close. After I cut the other pieces out, I saved the seam so that I could make a handle. Me, on my neck bone pillows, I attach little tiny handles. Number one, you can put a hook on it when you're traveling. Other people put big straps where you can put it around the chair so that you hold it for your bag. Yes, PI, E6, ouch, ouch, Hershey. E6000, 7,000, tacky glue, Mod Podge, rubber cement, UV rosin. That's the one that I haven't used. I've used rosin for other things. But me, I put this kind of little handles on my pillows. This one may or may not allegedly be going to somebody in the chat. It is with a little nosy self. But what I wanted to show you is this is what you use to connect it and back of your neck. You got your package, Mike? Okay. I know your wife's gonna get it. That's why it's that color. I know that's why. You all have to share. My mother is so cute. She has one, and her pillow is her whole pillow. Her favorite one is like these butterflies and dragonflies here. And before she goes to bed at night, she asks whoever's in the room, her nurse, her aide, somebody in the family, give me my black pillow. She loves hers. And but when the kids get on her bed and they want to cuddle up to grandma, they'll put their face, she'll have her little face on this side and they'll have their little face over here talking to each other. Beautiful purple. Thank you. This is going to one of my purple people. One of my purple people. But you use this nosy self. And yep, you know who it is. They know who it is. And I'm not touching my hair with it either. So this is what you use to get that pillow right in that little place in your neck, right in that little place in your back. Instead of grabbing it by the ends, I like this. But what I wanted to show you guys is this. Now, a lot of you are quilters, and most of the things, Shay Shay, I see everything. You so busy. You so busy. I should show you one of your things because some of the stuff on this chair is yarns. It's yarns. It didn't get in the mail yet, but you know why. We talked about it. So, some of you are quilters. Rachel, did you go to the post office? I know, I call my child the hands in the dirt. Welcome, 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 sir. So, I, a lot of people press and press the seams open. I'm going to show you something. Most of my seams, and I'm going to show you a whole bunch of blocks. And tonight, you guys, I'm finished sewing the last 6 blocks of that huge project that I've been working on for 3-4 months with all the little strip pieces and all the little blocks. Everything is cut and ready to go together. But I want to show you and just think about it, the logic of it. So this seam is going in a pillow. This is not going in a quilt. I do have a 1/4 inch seam. I'm hoping you can see the little 1/4 inch seam because of the batik. But I didn't have enough fabric. I wanted all 3 sides to match. I don't always make them matchy, but you see this? I want to show you the difference in making a seam and pressing it open and making a seam. Oops. Try not to put this, drop it. So the only thing holding these 2 pieces together is a line of stitching down the middle. So every time you press your seams open, and you kind of have to press them open. If you are making something that has a point to it, like stars, or you have something that's connected, you don't want you don't want baggage on one side to be thicker than the other. So you want it to stay flat. Congratulations, Auntie. That's awesome. Thank you. PIA said she made one for each of her grandchildren and her son's last Christmas. Good for you. I hope I live to see the day. Looks like devil's lettuce on that. I don't know what it is. Maybe wild bamboo leaves. But the only thing holding, as I was saying, these 2 seams together, if you pull on it, but I did backstitch. In most quilting, you just sew straight. You don't backstitch. I do. But you see this? If you pull on it too hard, the only thing holding these 2 pieces together is this one seam, as opposed to just think of the logic of it. And no matter what you see on anybody's site, because a lot of people sew and they just blow words out of their mouth and they don't have a reason for it. They just do it because it looks cute or something. The reason for this is because I wanted it to be flat. This is a batik and it's a very fine fabric and it's only going to be on a pillow. Now, watch this. This is a block that we're going to be finishing tonight. I have 6 of them, all, no Hershey, all of these Hershey, stop. All of these are foundation pieced, which means that all these strips are sewn on a piece of premium unbleached muslin. Why am I saying premium unbleached muslin? To be bougie? No, because unbleached muslin. Hey, Maria Graham, thank you for coming and welcome. Mike was saying, yeah, bamboo. He was teasing. He's always teasing his auntie girl. He love him, auntie. I know that uh, Psalm 146 sees these sunflowers in here. But this is going in a quilt that's going to take some wear and tear. This has 25 years of pieces, small pieces of strips in there. But I want to show you something. When you nestle the seams and you flip one to one side, you see up here, this one goes to one side. This one goes on the other side. Do you see how thick this is in here? And then, so when you sew the seam that is opposing it, you have 3 or 4 stitches on top of here holding it down. You have 3 or 4 stitches holding it down here. You have all this holding it down. Whereas if you open the split the seam, it's a much thinner seam, much thinner, much thinner. Sometimes it calls for that. Thank you. PI says pretty. It's numbered, but these numbers don't matter because I'm going to mix them all up. This is going to be a 12-inch finish block, and I'm putting 5 rows across and 6 rows down. James is watching. He says hi. Hey, big guy. How you doing today? I see Janet taking advantage of you. Her husband's really tall. She takes advantage of him doing all the tall stuff in their new home that they're redoing. So I have all of these. Now, I've had somebody wanted to buy this quilt. It was a family member, so of course they would get a discount. When I say family, good friends become family, and family is everything. So this includes my biological family, my internet family. Let me close this knife before I knock it off. I'm always saying close your rotary cutters before you put it down. Okay. This little thing, I can barely see where it is to push it. That's okay. You heard it hit the table over there. The lady in purple, you look, thank you today. These are some of my Christmas pajamas. My family buys me the cutest pajamas. Then I can go to bed after I finish this. Sorry, Sister Shirley, but I've been up since 3 a.m. all over town, pushing my cart, getting on the handicap bus, shopping. LOL, just use it wisely. The resources are at your disposal. Yes. So I wanted you to see the difference in why you make a quilt, or when you're sewing, why use what kind of a seam. There's a reason for it. And when I first learned how to sew, and I took a formal sewing class, you learn how to make all kinds of seams. French fell seams, when you learn how to do embroidery, crewel, Crewel, is just embroidery with a special thread that's thicker. I have some pieces over there that Auntie Joanne has done. I saw Pam with, see, I told you this was, no, this something was hurting my neck. This still has that little plastic thing. Could have cut it with a knife when I had it over here, but it's just gonna have to irritate me for a while. So you okay? Child, don't get old. Just keep living. So I had a request for some more neck bone pillows in camo. So the person who requested them and sent the cash app for me to send it, they are already cut out. The straps are cut out, just not pressed. And this is enough to make 4 camo neck bone pillows. Okay. Now, talking about your pricing. Hershey, please come. No. So I don't know how much you charge an hour for your time. Me, when I'm doing intricate piecing, cutting, and you have to include in your time when you go shopping to pick up the material for stuff. If you're online ordering it, that's your time. When you go to work on a job, those of you who work outside of the home, you want to get paid from the time you go in there, whether you're looking something up, whether you're on the internet, whether you're addressing a letter, and feeding it through the printer. You want to get paid for your time. You want to get paid on your time. Pescatarian, thank you for coming. Hola, bienvenido. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you want to get paid for your time, whether you're a fiber artist, craft or whatever, get paid for your time and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So going back to the pricing on that little strip quilt with those blocks, each one of those blocks, just to get it to this point, takes me 2 hours. And I want to show you, after I rough sew the blocks, you saw them before. You know what this is? All these little shreds. I put the each block on a 6.5 inch square and I trim the outsides. Now that's different than squaring it up. Squaring it up, you line up the diagonal line on the same ruler so that it's even, and you cut, and all you ever get are these little shreds. You do all that, all four sides, just to get these little shreds. These I'm going to throw away. Some crafters, some quilters reuse this. They have stabilizer that you can fuse on here, and then when you wash it, it melts away. You can do something and make a block out of that. But what helps me when I'm squaring up my blocks, now this one is about 15 years old. It's a self-healing mat, and but it rotates. It just this one barely does because it's old and warped and everything. But when you put your square on here, you just turn the ruler. You don't have to keep walking around the table, even though I have a butcher block and I walk around there. It's at the most 24 inches square, so I can take a step this way, a step this way. So this is what I use. So I have all these strips cut. You have to iron them. You have to sew them on the foundation piece. Then you have to iron them again. OMG, your quilts will be no less than 1K. Oh, this one. Oh, let's do some math. So just to get it to this point, $30 an hour. That's what I charge for my time. Then I have Hershey, please. 30. I have 30 blocks. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, 30 blocks times 2 hours. So that's $60 for each block times three. That's $1,800 right there. This quilt isn't finished. This quilt is not finished. Now that I will have, when we leave here tonight, the 30 blocks, I'm going to go downstairs to the community room, and is what on Amazon, sweetie, Lorraine T? Is what on Amazon? You just learned that in class last week, Auntie? Exactly. So now we go downstairs. If you have to go to somewhere, now in my last studio, I had a 1,500 square foot studio. I can attach a video to this if you'd like to see it. It was a place of art. Excuse me, got to get my tissue out, wipe my eye. So I had a long arm machine in there. I had 35 little collectible machines that I had. I had, instead of a light box, I had an architect's drafting table. It's here, and it lifts up, and you just put a lamp on the floor under it, and you use that. The healing block. Oh, yes, these are on Amazon, Hobby Lobby. I don't think Walmart has these, and they can be a little bit pricey. Like I said, I've had this one 15 years. 15 years. So you can get this on Amazon though. But be careful. I bought a flat 18-inch by 12-inch ruler. And oh, here's another thing, especially if you're buying on Temu and whatever, they're using metric measurement, and they don't all speak English or understand English. I want you to see this ruler goes from 0 to 12 inches. You buy the ones online, guess what? They don't go to 0 to 12. They go to 0 to 11. They're counting the 12 inches, the borders. So you don't get enough. You don't get enough. You can't do a 12.5 inch block. I actually use this as a measurement when I carry my 12.5 inch blocks. Dollar Tree has some plastic, cheapy cutting boards that are actually better. They're $1.25. I'll show you some over there because I have some that I use to carry my blocks on so that they don't fall apart when I have them stacked up. Okay? So, and it's not self healing, they have it green. And what these lines are here, if you want to cut a 60-degree angle, a 45-degree angle, you straighten them up this way. And like for example, when I cut on a bias, there's a way that you can cut like a yard at a time on the bias. Maria Graham has a jacket that she'll tell you the entire thing is cut on the bias. 1 inch perfect cuts. Fifi, thanks for coming back and welcome, welcome, welcome. Ha, check Hobby Lobby, use coupons. People say they're going out of business. Use everything. Now, before we go to the sewing machine, I'm looking to see if I have anything else down here to chit chat about. Okay, so now I can take off these super cooler magnifying Coca-Cola glasses off, unless I need to thread a needle, but I've got another pair over there. And I want to show you, these are the blue blockers. So that's what I'm. So I made a quilt that I call Dots and Dashes, and it's going to be my travel quilt. I'm going to Arizona for a month. I'll be tearing up my sister's yard, making a mess, stealing cars to go driving and whatnot, even though I shouldn't because her cars are fast. And so these are 2.5 inch, not the width of the fabric. These were leftover pieces from that same quilt that I just showed you, the quilt blocks. So any strip that was 2.5 inches, these are broken up pieces. That's why I call them dots and dashes. And the dots would be the 2.5 inch block that you see in here. And the dashes would be anything that was longer than that. And this is kind of similar to a race quilt, which is what you use when you cut up jelly rolls. But all these fabrics I cut my own self by hand over the years, and I wanted this travel quilt to be light in case I'm traveling. They got cucarachas or whatever, bed bugs on a plane. No, I don't think so. But if you look closely, there are, Lorraine T, you and I have talked about this. When I make light colors, I don't just make, well, I never use white in a quilt. I use off white, and all these little strips have different patterns in them. And they range from a kind of white to tan, and I do have some unbleached muslin. So, Lorraine T, you think it's beautiful? These are all just scraps. Look at this little piece. How cute is this? Oh, look at this little boy. Look at this little boy. Obviously, he's light skinned of some type. He's still going in my quilt. He's a little boy. He is just a little boy. And then I've got another piece with a little boy's legs, little bits and pieces of just about everything. The ugliest fabrics you ever saw. Well, there's no such thing as ugly fabric. You just didn't cut it small enough. Oh, sissy, guess what? Mike, that red, oh, PIA, that red fabric that I had 160 yards of, look, there are a couple 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch squares of that. This stripe piece is a piece of my shirt. This was a button down Ralph Lauren shirt with the horse on the collar. that I used to wear to work with my pearls. And there's a strip of that. This has bits and pieces of all kinds of fabric. This was a piece of African fabric. This, like the other quilt, has 25 years of my dreams and pieces. And Mike, remember that fabric with the peppers in it? There's peppers in it. Oh, here's a little piece with like that little boy's feet. So I have great grandchildren. I have a great great grandchild with another one on the way. Mr. Hershey, if you don't stop, come, come. Somebody's in the hall, and this is an apartment building. He doesn't want anybody near his mother. Look at this ugly fabric. This was butt ugly. Sorry, mother. Hi, mom. I didn't say but. No, I didn't, mom. It slipped out of my mouth. And this piece of fabric, this is a piece of fabric like I used in my mother's memory quilt. My mother had one shirt with when her father passed. It was a coal miner's gray flannel shirt. And this was a piece of the fabric in there. So this quilt also has memories. And my goal was to make it. My goal was to make it 60 inches long and 45 inches wide. Why? My planning is that I could buy a pre-cut, sorry you guys, a pre-cut a pre-cut piece of batting, cotton batting. PIA, Nana, the kids, Nana gets in trouble. Nana does things. And then the kids say, oh, my daughter will say, Mom, with like she's talking with the kids. I'm like, I didn't do it like when I was doing Beyonce's All the Single Ladies Dance. I didn't say that, Mommy. One of the kids snitched on me though. Had my heels on and everything. I was going for it. Oh, that was before my knee replacement, Miss Shirley. So I wanted to show you. So this is finished. I don't want to throw it over there, have all those strings all over the place. So I just randomly put strips together. When I measured this quilt, it was actually 64 inches long. So the batting that I bought that was for the width of most fabric is 44 inches. So I had planned on using the width of the fabric and the length of a crib quilt, which is 45 inches by 60. How do I know? Because I used to do so much long arm quilting. I know what the different sizes of quilts are. Some prices you have standard in your head, how many inches by how many. So this piece of batting was not long enough. So look what I did. I did it without you guys, and it doesn't have to be straight. I just put a big zigzag stitch. Can you see this if I hold it still? So I sewed about an 8-inch. Maybe if I hold it this way, you can see the seam. About an 8-inch piece of batting onto it so that it will be long enough. Now, for the really, really fun part, I had a box of fabrics that was on top of my china closet. The one thing that I have in this apartment that my daughter says, Mom, I hate that more than anything in your whole apartment. In your whole apartment. Well, that's okay. It was already paid for. And I had it from another house, and it was at my mother's house on the 3rd floor. So I use this china cabinet, where the cups and all that stuff go. I don't use that. That's where I store my cones of fabric, my big cones of fabric. So that whole thing is full of big things of quilting fabric. So on top of that, though, I have some boxes. I love heavy duty boxes. Love heavy duty boxes. So this is something, I guess Bloomingdale's ain't got nothing to do but buy good boxes. Something came for Christmas. It wasn't even my gift. I saw it under the Christmas tree getting ready to go in the trash. I saved it. These are my bricks for one of my African quilts. I work on multiple things. at one time. Why? Because they have multiple they have multiple deadlines. Lorraine T, you like that? You've been here before, Lorraine. You see up the top up there? Those are all Michael Jordan boxes, sneakers from my great grandson. I think some of them were a size 3. He's a grown man, 16 now, and his shoe boxes are way bigger. But I've had these boxes for that long, and I have fabric in them. So anyway, there was a box up on the very top of the 6-foot china cabinet, and I got my grabber and a stool, got up there, knocked the two back ones, top ones down, and I found this box from when my daughter used to work there for 30 years. And inside this box was all this fabric. Remember, PIA? You said, Auntie, that's a lot of fabric in that box. So I thought about it. Hey, Dolores, I've been trying to reach you. The heavy duty vinyl boxes at Walmart. Exactly. So I pulled this box down. I said, that quilt I just showed you, it's a light color quilt. I want to put a light color backing. And I was going to put a 90-inch, the premium unbleached muslin on it. Then I thought about all these little squares. So this is like a half yard. This, I don't know why I had all this fabric cut, because it's been cut for like over 10 years. And I had it in this box for a reason, for a different project, and I didn't remember. These are big strips. So since Mike says the squirrels just made a mess, hung his new feeder for the birds, they just spilled the seeds everywhere. Can't have anything nice. See, they won't let you. So what I did was sew all these little blocks back together, and I made the cutest. So this quilt is actually going to be like a double-sided quilt. The one with all those little strips just now. And look what I've done, y'all. Look at this. How cute. How cute is this? Now you can see some of the color whites. Lorraine T, you were with me. I think you were with me when we went to Hobby Lobby that time. For sure you went yourself. There is a little piece of dragonfly fabric. Dolores, you got my mail? Aw, I'm glad. I was worried about you, Dolores. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. Say, doggone it, Mike, those darn squirrels. So I love dragonflies. That's my favorite critter. So this block has like, I didn't even know I had any more of that dragonfly fabric with the gold dragonflies. And there's a piece. So, so you like this, Fifi? So this is what you make out of scraps. Those of you who I talk to about quilting, this is why you go and when there's fabric on sale. And I remember when I went to Hobby Lobby one day, I had some fabric. Some of these I've had a long time. And I took, say, $100, and I bought 1 yard of 10 different fabrics that were marked down to $10. So Dolores got a little package from me. And then this like watermark batik, I just love that. I stuck that in there too. It's not white. Look at this batik. So this is going to be the backing to this one. And I'll go downstairs in the community room and use one of their big tables. This wasn't the prettiest of fabrics, but guess what? I never put pure white. I'll use unbleached muslin. Nope, you haven't been to the Hobby Lobby in Connecticut. It's on the way to your mom's house when you're driving up, and it's on the Boston Post Road in Orange, Connecticut. So Fifi said, yes, I do. So you guys, I just wanted to show you. Oh, and these blocks are not all the same size. They were the same width. So I just sewed them together so that they would just fit. So the width, so I let them end where they ended. You see these blocks? like right here, they don't match up. Who cares? It's my quilt. I'm going to be under there on the plane in May. It's not going to touch the floor because it's too short. I'm 5'3.5". The quilt is 5'4", and it won't go up over. Haha, my good thing the squirrels are cute. So this is what I have been working on. So now you guys come with me. Please hang with me tonight. I'm finished sewing together the last the last 6 blocks of the 30 blocks of that legacy quilt. Why am I calling it legacy? Legacy is a life story, your history. You love my choice of fabrics? Ah, they used to have one in East Haven. Yes, East Haven is further, and it's closer to where your mom lives, but for me, and I don't really drive. I can drive, but not if I have to. And going over that way, East Haven, the 91, and then you have all those left ramps getting on and off, and I'm totally blind in my left eye. I'm just not comfortable. I don't like going over there. So I stay in my lane. My helper drives. She takes me some places. We go hang out together. Going to the big Walmart in West Haven next week. We're going to Costco. We're going to do a whole beat on my way to my rheumatologist. You love the pink fabric. It was so cute and soft. Oh, Dolores. Oh, come on, Auntie. Well, I didn't want to show it you guys, but this is Dolores's quilt. Remember, the top was done. I'm actually in the middle of quilting it, sort of stitching in the ditch and just doing some stuff. But it's already sandwiched, Dolores, and it shall get to you very soon, very soon, very soon, Auntie Dolores, before Auntie Mother's Day. Okay. Oh, one last thing I want to show you guys because I've been working on trying to please don't climb my leg again. He's climbing up my sore knee that I had operated on. Then there's no stealing fast cars on vacation. Oh, cars that go from 0 to 50. Yep. But in Arizona, them old folks got some money. Do you hear me? Those people retired, like from California, whatever, sold their big houses, moved out to Arizona, in the West Valley. All their cars go from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. You see, you glad I have a driver? Yeah, anything to save Nana from herself. My grandkids come, but everybody works. I hate to be a burden. PIA since that's pretty too. So Hershey, stop. Oh, so I found an old camera. I was looking for the stand that had my iPad that held my iPad because I had a special heavy duty thing and I didn't want it to fall. Saturday, you guys, come back 6 p.m. I'm going to make shrimp scampi live, sifting some soil, Mona, and more. So I found this little camera. It was a Canon, and I used to love it because it would fit in my shirt pocket. And I found these SD cards. I'm positive, they're full of photos, old photos from the North Carolina place. So excuse my boom boom if you happen to see it, you guys. Hold the camera up. Mother, I didn't say boom boom again. I didn't. It accidentally slipped out of my mouth. Okay. So look, you guys, we're on the last 4 blocks. I mean 6 blocks. They're already cut. They're already laid out. So check this out. Oh, one last thing. I was looking to see if my stomach went in any. It didn't. Making my mouth water again, Lorraine T. Oh yeah. And this week, what else did I cook? I made this huge salad with beets and I know everybody doesn't like these were pickled beets, red onions, cherry tomatoes, marinated cucumbers. Then when I made the red beans and rice on Sunday, I finally made a big thing of cornbread. Luckily, I have somebody to take it home. And yeah. So for those of you, I was telling you about the cheapy cutting boards that you get online. I know this is a reflection, but I could take No, I'll leave the plastic on here because I may give it to somebody because I have two of these right here and I have other ones, but this is what I use to carry my big blocks, like my 12-inch blocks. And these are six of these that are already kind of color coordinated, kind of put together. Last week, Auntie Joanne Stevens asked me if I had these blocks numbered just because I was taking photos of them and showing you guys. I did have, why can't I get this up? Okay. I'm trying to get the chat up so I can see what you guys are saying over here, but it won't let me. So anyway, I will leave that alone because, oh, there it is. Because we want to sew. You love those mats. They were good. They do, Shay Shay. And oh, my red beans and rice. Yum, yum. It had okra in it. The Trinity, onions, garlic, bell pepper, celery. So these blocks, you guys, this just happens to be block 25. So what I'm going to do is flip this block over to this one, flip this one over to that one, and I'm going to assembly line sew them. And this part will be finished. I am so excited. That salad looked good. You put a heavy load of fermented veggies on your salad. It eliminates the need for dressing. Yes, my helper did that. So, but for dressing, I usually use just olive oil and balsamic vinegar. She's tiny, you guys. Tiny, tiny, tiny. But she's like anti-fat everything. If I put carnation milk in my coffee, she says she's waiting for her new reading glasses. She doesn't want to butcher anybody's name. That's okay. That's how I am when I'm watching you guys on TV and trying to chat on my phone, and then they'll pick up the wrong word and put something I never said in there. So, yeah, so I've been cooking, you guys, and I've been trying to set up multiple cameras and trying to figure out which devices to use so I don't get feedback and echoes and all that stuff. Sifting some soils, eating a salad right now. Yep, you all are on that eating program. I'm going to join you, but I'm just not at the starting gate yet. I didn't know about it and I had already planned for the month of January to cook out of my pantry and not buy anything at the store. So halfway through that red beans and rice melody. Yeah, and I use parboiled rice for this. My family is picky about what they eat. Like for certain foods, they want jasmine rice or basmati rice or Thai black rice or something. But yeah, so I put parboiled rice with the southern style beans and red beans and rice. These beans I bought on Amazon came in 4-pound packages. Oh, I was looking to see if my stomach went in and it didn't. For those of you on the diet, because I used my silver sneakers and I joined a gym nearby and I got introduced. I did a walkthrough of the gym, got introduced to all their equipment. I know not Nautilus equipment, but they have other equipment. And I was doing the crunches with the weights, the rowing machine with the hands and feet, the bicycles with the hands and feet. You've lost a lot of weight already. Lots to go, Mike, Mike, Mike. I'm not gonna say I'm jealous because I haven't put the fork down and I haven't finished eating my Christmas stuff. I got one of those boxes of sausages and cheeses from wherever that place is. You're about to start walking. So Shay Shay, guess what? Guess what, Shay Shay? Can you see this? Excuse my lap. Excuse my stomach. Can you see this? Can you now you can see it, you guys. Excuse my right hip. You see this? This is called a desk cycle. That's why you see that chair there, because that chair I can swivel for the industrial machine, but I have weights and everything at home. I actually felt kind of good. I was on the machine doing my biceps, and when the lady, I have 10-pound up to 10-pound dumbbells here and bands and stuff. And when I did she said, "Look at those guns." She saw my little bicep move. I was so proud of your auntie Nana. I was so proud of her. So, Shay Shay, this is called a desk, DESK cycle. Lorraine T, go on Bayou Sugar, BAYOUSHUGA, and she's like doing a coaching thing. And a bunch of people, maybe other people are doing it, but she has been giving like little seminars on what to eat. So they started on the 10th. They started with a cleanse, and then they started eating like light foods, veggies, and fruits. And my wife goosed my tushy yesterday. So, oh yeah, baby, smack that. Oh, I didn't say that, mother. I don't know who that was. You're like, sorry, mom. Oops, my lip slipped. Let me match my pedal to the metal over here. See if I can get from 0 to 60 on the sewing machine over here. So once I get through some of these projects, maybe I can put this machine away and take some other machines out. Specifically, use my industrial machine, get my embroidery machine. Some of you asked what kind of embroidery machine. I have a baby lock embroidery machine, and I have some pretty big hoops. This is a piece of embroidery, so this will fit in it. This is a piece of digitized embroidery. Excuse me, Mr. Hershey. Just 1 minute, you guys. I have to handle something. Sometimes you got to check your kids wherever they are. So, uh-oh. I would say we're missing something already. These 2 blocks. So I'm going to line them up and sew a 1/4 inch. As I said, normally I'm using a 2.5 stitch length, straight stitching, 0 width. Now, you can use leaders and enders. I didn't take my stylus out, so this is pointy. I'm going to use this to get started. Or if you have a hard time, because I'm sewing through several thicknesses, you can increase your stitch length to like a 3 or something like that, or 3.5. Why? Because you're going to be stitching through a lot of stuff. When I say stuff pieces, I took this plate off. It's not tight. I can hear it. When you get used to a machine, it's like your children. You know their voices. Hey, Darth X, how you doing? Thanks for coming. I'm so excited, you guys. This project is coming to a completion. So it didn't skip in the beginning. Why? Because that last block served as a leader, and this one is acting like an ender. I put a little block in between my quilts. That happened to be block 25. I don't really think they're in order. This one is block 26. How do I know? Because this piece says it is. That's why. So the only thing you have to be careful of when you lay them out. Okay. When you lay them out, to make sure that something told me to check this one, because I have them set out in a diamond in the middle, if you can see, like a diamond, and to double check, because when I'm talking and running my mouth, and I remember that this pink was across from that pink over there. So this is the end of all these tiny pieces. Almost homesteading with Janet. Maybe I'll increase the stitch length a little bit more. Almost homesteading with Janet and Tigsy inherited some of these leftover strips. They They paid the postage and I sent them to them because I'm going on to other parts unknown. Whoop. So did you see that when I picked up 2 pieces? So I like to put in a piece of printer paper in between each of these big blocks. Why? So that I don't get one layer or pick up 2 layers at one time. So let me straighten these out. Let me make a few more. I am so excited, you guys. I've been carrying around these strips of quilts for the last, strips of fabric for the last 25 years. And these are not my best fabrics. A few pieces are, but these were just random fabrics. So that was block 26. This is block 27. I'm going to have to get my screwdriver and tighten this bobbin plate. I was too excited to get to you guys this evening. So Garden State so-and-so Robin, hello. Hello, hello, hello. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. She's saying hi, guest. Mike is saying hello. And this is so exciting, you guys. Legacy. This is part of my life. You know what this is like? You know, when somebody has lived their life and at the end, and they're at the cemetery and they have a beautiful headstone. This is a headstone to all those beautiful quilts that I made with all these pieces of fabric. And now I have pieces of so many of them. And when I get under this quilt, I'm saving it for actually an exhibit quilt because this will be considered an art quilt. Why? Because it's original and all in one. I keep peeking and looking down there because I don't want to run out of thread. The last thing you want to do when you're chain piecing is run out of thread in the middle of some blocks and then they all get mixed up. Lord have mercy. Lorraine T says she's learning to sew finally. Now you can go back and read all of my videos. And made a pillowcase. Yay! You broke your new machine? I doubt if it was broken. The timing might have been messed up. Tell me what was broken on it, Lorraine T. Tell your big sister what was broken on it. Because depending on what kind of machine it is, there's probably very little you can do to break one. Sometimes you need a new part. Sometimes if you have a used machine, it just needs a new part. It's like an old car and the parts just wear out. Like mine right now. The one that I use, the family car, it needs new tires. It needs a set of new tires. Why? Because it has 45,000 miles on it. There's 60,000 miles tires, but it's time. They fixed it. What was wrong with it? Hello, Mike. Guess what? A stray cat you brought in from the cold. Oh, that would be Robin. Oh, the needle threader on the Janome Travel Mate 30. Okay. Well, a Janome is a cute name. It's a cute machine. Robin Murphy says, very pretty, Ms. Helen. Thank you. The Janome is a plastic machine. It's supposed to break. That's what they do. Those old singers, those black ones, are made to last 100 years of industrial sewing. The new ones are made, Singer's not going to make any money. Those old sewing machine companies, White, W-H-I-T-E, Kenmore, they all merged. Why? Because they made those good machines that never wear out. Then they never got to sell it. Lorraine T got your Kenmore service. That Kenmore will be here when you're not, Lorraine T. No disrespect intended. No disrespect intended. Oh, I'm so excited. It's like looking at the end, cheating. I can't wait. That lasagna, you guys, that my helper and I made last week was so good. I bought a box of lasagna at the store today. I bought some orzo because I think when I make the shrimp scampi Saturday, I'll make orzo instead of rice. For those of you who don't know what orzo is a type of pasta that's shaped like rice. Okay, now this is block 29, you guys. I'm almost up to 30. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I wish the baby was here, my little Rylan. He would be hearing Nana screaming and being silly, and he would be screaming too. Just wanted you to see the blocks down there. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. I'm looking at a piece of fabric on here that looks like almost like pillowcase ticking. It's pink and white. This little ugly red, white, and blue. But there's another piece in there with that same red, white, and blue. We're one more block, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Now, I will be keeping this quilt for exhibits. I'm going to find Connecticut doesn't have a state fair like North Carolina does or some of the other states. Block 30. Oh my gosh. Hey, we're here. We're here. There's a quarter pole. We're coming in for the finish. Yes. Oh, but look at this. Look at this, you guys. Well, this block is turned wrong, first of all. So let me, because I put it down wrong. Because, I know what I wanted to show you. You see this little tan and white thing? Mike, you know what that is. That's another one of those Ralph Lauren button-down work shirts that got cut up for this project. They got cut up. But most of it is in ARD's father's quilt. And when I enlarged my quilt. Why? Because I wanted to make a quilt with shirts in it. And I already had shirts sitting there from the cleaners, already ironed for all those years, not wearing them. So the bobbin lasted to the 30th. Yay! Go Nana! Go Nana! Yay! Lorraine T, you sound like you fell last night at sewing class. Maria Graham goes to, I don't know if you call this sewing class, but a sewing guild. You might want to see Lorraine T. I happen to know for a fact that there are different sewing places in Virginia Beach because I used to go to the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show in Virginia Beach. And we would come up from North Carolina and stay at a hotel for a couple days and hang out and have so much fun. So now these are twos. These were blocks that I sewed into twosies. I'm leaving those on there and I'm going to cut them apart without messing them up. Hopefully. So I'm going to cut these two. Cut these two. But you know what? I've done this before or ran out of thread. You put it back together the best you can and keep rolling. So now I'm cutting between every two blocks. And I'll show you why. Ta-da! So now I will put these on my little lap. Not so little, you all. If you had an awesome teacher, you're in Mana, you would have learned long ago. Oh, the pescatarian, I know you have a sewing machine. I know you do. Because I remember you telling me some time ago. And you know what? How can you go wrong? These are scraps of fabric. Oh, yeah? Can I fly you down here? Oh, for the quilt show? Oh, heck to the yeah. The only thing, though, I have to bring Mr. Hershey. He's a stowaway on my flights. But he's my service dog. I have all of his paperwork. So now the magic starts. So I'm going to finger press, whoops, and take my handy dandy little wooden iron out. I will heavy press it with my big steam iron in the middle, but I'm going to press this top block up, going to the left. This one is going to the right. Remember what I already told you, why I do it and nest the seams? It makes a much stronger seam. A much stronger seam when you nest them and flip them, because you have 3 or 4 stitches on every block holding it, as opposed to just that one little piece in the middle. So now I'm actually going to cut this one so that I can show you. Cut the two. So you see this 1/4 inch seam here and this 1/4 inch seam here. I'm lining them up, and I'm going to put one pin in the middle of this seam, one pin exactly in the middle of the other seam. Then it will have all those stitches to hold it in the middle, instead of splitting it open and only having that one stitch holding the sides together. But if I were making a block with seams in it, let me stop messing around. Let me stop messing around and change this bobbin, because I'll be talking to you, forget, and let it run out. And it's on its last leg. Oh, I see how loose this is. I'm going to tighten it up. I'll tighten you up, honey. I wanted to finish. Oh my gosh. This is all that was left on this bobbin. She was about to blow. So that's all that was on there. I wouldn't have even finished that block. You gotta know your kids, meaning your sewing machine, not to worry, because I have boxes of bobbins already threaded. I have a small bobbin winder. I used to have a high-speed bobbin winder when I had my studio with a long arm machine. See these? These are all lights. These are like when I use denims, the blues and the oranges and the gold. And there's another box over there as well. And these are all Singer bobbins. I have, by the way, Baby Lock and Brother bobbins and machines take the same size parts. Did you know that? Everybody that has a Brother sewing machine, it's interchangeable with Baby Lock. I mean, Baby Lock is interchangeable with Brother. I just dropped that piece of thread I was holding through. No, I didn't. So where are you? Did I unthread my needle? I surely did. So let me get a pair of these dollar store glasses. And okay, I took a sewing class in high school in 1969. And one of the things they told us was, in 1968, put something white behind the needle to thread it, and it makes it easier to thread. But me, you know what they say, a hard head makes soft. I've got this big needle in here. I'm going to try it. What do they call it? Oh, Mother, I'm not going to say without underwear. Oh, I can't think of that word. But anyway, I'm just going to try it raw, doing it. You don't lick the thread anymore, you guys. They got COVID and RSV and everything else out there. So don't be licking your fingers, especially if you go to a sewing group. Everybody's sharing everything, hospitality. Do not lick your fingers in public. And have plenty of hand sanitizer with you. So now we're ready to ride again. What did I miss? What is a baby lock? Oh, baby lock is an overpriced sewing machine, like, but does wonderful things like Bernina or something like that, or Husqvarna. I know Kay Renee has a Husqvarna. You use your magnifying glass? I used to, but my eyes are really, really good now. Baby Lock makes sewing and embroidery machines. Yes, Baby Lock has a machine. My last Baby Lock had a sewing and embroidery machine. The machine I have now is a dedicated embroidery machine. No sewing on it. No sewing. I have enough sewing machine. I actually have 6 sewing machines here. I think not counting my embroidery machine or something. So yes, a brand of sewing machine. They're entering you, Janet. Yes, and don't do what I did. Don't I when I got my second one, because the first one got stolen, right? And so the second, along with the computer, I had a dedicated IBM computer to store oh my gosh, I had so many files. But anyway, I bought in the machine. I was so happy to get a new one when I moved here. I bought the baby lock case, and it's all embroidered black with all this gold writing. It's like over here, something on the back seat of her car worth something. You might want it to disappear it. So we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So, okay, I'm back stitching just to thwart this machine. And we're in for the home stretch. Give you a good view. What block is this? 25. So I'm making sure the seams are straight. And this one's up, this one's down. I'm making sure they're on top of each other. If I had pressed them a hard one, besides using this little gizmo, do whatever floats your boat. Do whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. So I love the antique machines. Lorraine T knows I have a couple of those little featherweights here. One is blue, too cute, and the other one is black. But they're both from 1948. I had the blue one done over. Hey, Deidre, the analytic gardener in here. Yeah, I had a serger. I gave a serger away to one of my friends. I couldn't bring 35 machines to this apartment and have room to cook. And have room to cook for y'all and eat good like we do. So, okay, I'm going to put it because we're in for the home stretch. All 30 blocks are here. You know what? I'm going to take my iPad downstairs and record as we're laying the blocks out to sew them together. And what I'll do is sew them together, and then at the top of each row, I number them. So, row 1, when I sew the seams, I press them all going down. Row 2, vertically, I press all the seams going up between the blocks. All the odd rows, I press the seams going down. All the even rows, I press the seams going up. And then they nest together. They nest together and fit perfectly. So we're going to do the same thing. Press to the left, press to the right. So I know I threaded that needle so quick. My dollar store glasses, baby. Them dollar store reading glasses are like a 2.5. These are just for the rays. You want a pink featherweight? Shay Shay. I would say my guy, th- he he custom repairs them. And not only can you get the featherweight in the color that you want, you can get it oh, and you know what? He also made me a case because he refurbished one of those old black cases, you guys, um, with the horsehair and the black, and he stripped it down to the wood, sanded it, put new hardware on it, and guess what? FedEx broke it, cracked it when they mailed it to me. And he felt so bad that he handmade me another case. So I've actually got 3 featherweight cases over there. And then he made me, when I got the blue featherweight, I wanted him to make me a black case that matched the black cases on the vintage machine, the original black, that black vinyl. So I've got 3 featherweight cases over there. And at my mom's house, I have the original Singer machines that my dad bought for me and my sister when we graduated high school. And I just don't know where it is up there on the 3rd floor somewhere. My sister Joanne Stevens is up there. And mine. I don't, Mother, I didn't say daddy bought it. You and daddy bought it together. Just because I'm a daddy's girl. Hey, Frugal, you back? This is exciting. I know people that have pink featherweights. I have friends that have campers. Why are you keep trying to climb my leg? Auntie Joanne's in there. You know Auntie Joanne's in there. Hershey's being so needy for a 12-year-old. He's acting like a baby. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. Okay. Like we're counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think this is 5. So we're gonna press this one going to the left. I do have a pressing machine, you guys, that I've got with my Cricut. My Cricut's over there, but I don't have room to have all this stuff out at the same time. Hey, big boy. I'll be finished soon. I'll give you a treat. So this is block 29. So I'm pressing it with my fingernails. And with this, I remember this piece. I made my great granddaughter a set of pillowcases out of this. So I'm cutting the umbilical cord here because I wanted to make sure I show you guys the where the 2 pieces come together. Let me just stick a pin in here. Then I'll see if you guys have any questions. Joan, the old machines are really good because they are made to last through time. Joan Mayer, hey, thank you for coming, Joan, and welcome. You went to an auction to get a stove and came home with 2 treadle machines instead. When I show you guys which bob and winder do you recommend, Auntie, there is a little one called Sidekick. I don't want to get up and get it. My boom boom is going to show. And I'm barefooted. Okay, it's called a Sidewinder, and you can get them at Walmart for $18. You can get them online. This one I've had 20. Donzel Cooper says it looks good so far. It's a low speed. It's a low speed. One of the things I want to tell you guys, those of you who like the featherweights, Lorraine T also has a Spartan. A Spartan is a made in England, no frills featherweight, except it has a 3/4 motor. How do I know so much? Because I had so many machines in my collection before I got rid of them. I had the humpback one, the 99 dash, whatever, the 201s, the 301s. I had all of them. Why? Because I collected them, and some of them were family heirlooms. But going back to the Spartan and the featherweight, those of you who are preppers or like to go camping, you can take the side piece off on the side and you can connect it to a winding machine. You have the traveling Janome 3 vintage sewing machine, Maria. They're too heavy for you to lift. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what? Auntie Joanne has a featherweight. It's a 1943, which after World War II broke out, they didn't make the scroll plates anymore. They're just straight lines up and down. The two that I have are the straight lines up and down. But Auntie Joanne's, I found in a restore, a Habitat restore at Lake Gaston, North Carolina. And you know what it was in? A bowling case that rides. It had pockets and everything. And what I do when I get the original machine, I put where I get her from, the sewing machine, and I name it after like the person it came from or the place I got it from. So Auntie Joanne's machine is named Carolina. Why? Because I bought her in Carolina. That's why. You use the bobbin threader and on your machine. I've never used a bobbin threader on any of my machines in the last 15 years. I just use the a commercial bobbin threader, and I'll just take a day and I'll just wind 30 bobbins. Like between projects, I'll just wind 30 bobbins. So that one's going up, this one's going down. I'm double checking to make sure the seams are exactly on top of each other. If you want to, you can clip or pin every one of them. I used to do that. I used to be so OCD, so hyper. Every single inch, every single thing was pinned. Now I'm just having fun. I'm having fun. But trust me, I used to belong in a guild. One of these two guilds. Oh, pop goes the weasel. So my family sign fell, y'all. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. Ah, I'll just leave it like that. PIA, you will love this holder. It's made with handmade beads. Jags J3GS, thank you for coming and welcome. So some of those beads were handmade. My sister Joanne is a glass artist, and some of those beads are beads that she made, glass beads that she made. Okay, we're coming into the home stretch. This is block 28. So I'm going to press him to the right or your left, I guess, and press him to the other direction. Just mush him down a little bit more because I'll give him a heavy duty steam press. I'm going to use steam on it, and I'm going to use something called best press. It's like a type of starch that you use for quilting, or you can use regular starch, or you can make your own. They say there's a way to make it using vodka. If you Google it, it will come. They'll tell you how to make it. Lorraine T, I will be making kombucha this weekend. I took my SCOBY out of the refrigerator. I hadn't fed it for a while. It was half dried up. But guess what? I put some sugar in it, and she's reconstituting herself. And this weekend, I'm going to make 2 gallons of kombucha. Everybody's saying hi to Jags. Oh, you guys, I think I have one more block. I can't wait to show you. I can't wait to show you. It's like Christmas Eve, and all the gifts are under the tree, and they're all going to be open. They're all opening. I'm going to show you each block and let you see all these amazing fabrics. Why? Mostly because they're all ugly. I didn't say butt ugly again, Mom. I didn't say it. This is the last one. Oh, almost the last one. I'm too excited. Okay, so this is 26. Press you to the left. That's some cute little bumblebee fabric over there. For those of you who have bees, there's some bumblebees, there's some butterflies in there, some flowers. This one says latte. Latte date. We like to party. We just have fun. We don't hurt nobody. I'm just being silly. Okay. That's the center of that seam. The center of this seam. Ah! It's the next to the last one. Oh my gosh. Santa's eating his cookies and milk and getting ready to go back up the chimney. And we are done here. We are done here. And then, with quilting, sometimes you use a scant quarter-inch. As long as you use the same sewing machine, the same foot for each one of them. But on sewing these seams together, I'm using the full quarter-inch, a nice thick full quarter-inch. They say, well, a quarter-inch is a quarter-inch. Yeah, but it's like if you sew on the line of the quarter-inch, to the left of the line of the quarter-inch, or to the right of it, it doesn't matter. Just like if you have a table saw and you draw a line with a pencil, and wherever you put the blade, just the width of a fingernail makes a difference. Makes a difference. How do I know? Because my dad had a painting and trucking business. And my last husband and I were business partner in a high-rise construction business. I'm so glad I don't work anymore. I retired when I was 59. I actually had to wait for my money. I had all kind of little side hustles though to earn money, including my long arm machine. Including my long arm machine. I had Carne Corso Italian Mastiffs. I used to give military discounts. So when some of these people were deployed, I used to board their animals. And okay, so are you guys there? Ah, let me see. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me, you guys? Yes, you're there. Huh. Let me see. You can see me. I see that you can see me. Huh. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Huh. That, I used to panic when that happened, but now I know what to do all by myself like a big girl. And as soon as I take this pin out of here and do a couple inches, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Merry Christmas. I was actually supposed to finish these blocks about Christmas time. I'm so excited. I am so, so, so excited. So, look, you guys, we are getting ready to have a reveal. You know what? Starting next week, let's have a show and tell. I would like for you guys to get together your family quilts, anything you know about quilting, anything you're working on, any arts and crafts, and come up and do it. So, all these are done. We're done. We're done. We're done here. Stop, Hershey. I want you to see all, by me nestling the seams, you see how perfect they are? Like up and down, like a cross, up, down, sideways. In here, when you nest them, you can get them perfectly even in there. Okay, so we're done. I'm going to show you each of these blocks and then put all 30 of them together. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's like you've been saving to buy a house or something. You're that car that you always run it, and you finally got it. You got the keys, and you're about to pull off the lot. Oh, guess what? If it's like me with my first car I bought, I was I bought a Volkswagen. I'm sure my sister remembers that. A Volkswagen, a Super, whatever it was. And I was a police officer at the time, and I had to go to court the next day. I parked on a hill. I parked on a stupid hill, and I had to get this. They taught me how to drive a stick shift in the parking lot when I took delivery of that car. Ah, it was Volkswagen Super Beetle. She was orange. Okay, so let me pull, as my helper says in Spanish. Do I have my brassieres on? Yeah, I got my brassieres on. I got them pulled up. So now, here is block 25. I can actually take the tape off so I can give it a good press. So that's why we're solid closed, so that I can be the backboard for you. Okay, how about this? Yeah, take the glare off. So this is block 25. You see all the colors in there? That's 25. They're not in order, but it doesn't matter because I'm not keeping them in order. I'm taking these off so that I don't accidentally press them with the. I wanted you to see these cute little bumblebees. Those of you who are beekeepers, let me see if I can put you this way. You see this little work dress shirt over here? The bumblebees. They're done. They're done. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. This is block 29. I want to thank you guys for coming and staying with me until the end of this journey. How cute is this? This is almost like that Wedgwood. I actually have some blue Wedgwood old china. that every other one has been broken except a few little pieces. So I've got the tape on my arm. Here we go. 3, 2, the end. Stop, Hershey. This one even has a little zebra fabric in it. So, you guys, thank you. Thank you. We finished. We did the thing. This was a long project. This is a long project. And it's not done. I still got to sew the rows together. I still have to quilt it. I may send this one out to a long armor. Why? Because I'm going to show this quilt. Maybe I'll put it in the Durham County, Connecticut State Fair this year. I'm going to start showing things and getting them out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and start getting your family quilts out so that we can have show and tell and I can pull you up and you can share your history. A quilt is a living history, especially if you have the name on it, the date who made it, or you can put it on there. You can put approximately what you know. If you bought one at a secondhand store, you can say, I bought this in, like, we'll say Palm Springs, Arizona. There's no such thing. And such a store on such a date, and like the maker unknown, but at least you have a history from that point on. Say owned by so and so that you rescued it. So I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're here for the replay, please leave a message. And in American Sign Language, this is an I, this is an L, this is a U. Do what you love what you do, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Thank you for coming. I love you, Mother. Ego amo te.